What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Exchange. As you know, my name is Brad, back here with Tim. And on today's episode, we are going over a lot of topics. We got college football, we got NFL, we got NBA, and we even mixed in a little boxing today.
Woo! I'm excited about today's episode, and we're going to dive right into it right now. NFL early entries from the college level.
Yeah, there's some big names.
There's some big names that decided not to play in the bowl games and just jumping right into the NFL. So I'm going to jump right in.
All right.
What's the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise to go from college to the NFL.
Yep.
Or the biggest surprise to skip their bowl game.
Or skip the bowl game. Either one.
I guess my biggest surprise to skip the bowl game would probably be Kenneth Walker.
Okay. Yep.
Not a big surprise that he's going to the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you got to strike while the iron's hot, right? And he had a memorable season.
Oh, yeah. Kind of trailed off at the end.
So, not a big surprise that he's leaving for the NFL. Kind of thought he'd play in the bowl game. Help them kind of, finish what they started this year.
Kind of raise that draft stock up a little bit.
Who else? You got Kenny Pickett leaving.
Kenny Pickett. I did not see that one happening. I figured he would want to play in the bowl game just so he can get his draft stock up a little bit. I know he's one of the first quarterbacks that are projected.
He'll definitely be one of the first quarterbacks taken. This year's draft isn't lucrative, as you would say.
And the quarterback position.
In the quarterback position.
A lot of skill position, though.
A lot of skill position.
And
You're going to see a lot of linemen.
Yes.
Go off the board early.
Absolutely.
Lots of NFL teams are looking for, to lock down their defensive line or their offensive line. Obviously,
got to protect that quarterback.
Got to protect the quarterback. That's your moneymaker.
That's your number one asset right there. You got to protect it.
Who else is leaving?
Well, as I know, Kyle Hamilton and Kyron Williams both leaving Notre Dame early, skipping the bowl game.
Kyle Hamilton, I could have guessed.
Yes, especially when he had that injury.
Yeah.
I didn't see him really risking it right before the draft. Didn't make sense on a business decision part of it.
Which that's another thing you have to understand from these kids' perspective. If they play in that bowl game and they tear an ACL or something.
Oh yeah.
Paychecks. Paychecks. It's not gone. It's not gone. But it's definitely not what it could have been.
I mean, just look at a couple years ago, Jalen Smith out of Notre Dame tore his ACL.
Yep.
In the bowl game, and he was projected first-round defensive pick. And he dropped down, I believe, the 4th or 5th pick to Dallas, and he turned out to be a great player. He just had too
many injuries.
Yeah, he just had to wait till his injury got back and got healthy, and he finally got paid, but not where he should have been paid. He should
have made way more money than what he actually did.
He should have made first-round draft money, but he made 4th-round draft money.
Yeah. That's why over the last few years, that's the kind of the trend that you've seen with these kids is if they are a high round draft pick, if they're in the first round, almost bet that they're not going to play in the bowl
unless they're playing for the national championship.
Yes, unless they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they're in the playoffs, they're playing.
Because I don't think Aiden Hutchinson would be playing in the bowl game.
No, absolutely
not.
If
he wasn't going for the national championship. That does not make sense.
Absolutely not.
That's too much money on the line. That's your career.
Same with David Ajabo.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. If they weren't playing if they weren't playing in the playoffs,
yeah,
they'd be preparing for the NFL draft at this point.
Little side note, if you're wondering what is going on right here.
Don't be wondering.
So as you know, we made a bet in the last episode.
So upset.
Navy actually beat Army. So Brad had to glitter his beard maize and blue for the Michigan Wolverine.
It's yellow.
And he wore an awesome shirt to go with it today.
It's yellow. Get it right.
Same thing. Another early entry into the draft is Arkansas's receiver Treylon Burks. Now this dude had one heck of a year. He had 66 receptions for what was it, like just over 1,000 yards, like 14 touchdowns, or 11. Yeah, I think it was 11. But dude's a monster. I think the biggest game I saw him had was the one against Alabama. Obviously, they didn't win, but he showed up for that game. He might have been one of the only ones performing in that game. But he showed up. He showed his caliber of play against a high potent team.
Yeah, high caliber team, yeah.
With a tough defense. And still just went off. So it'd be nice to see where he kind of lands in the NFL. What kind of, is he a slot? Is he going to be a number one? I don't know.
Yeah, so staying on this leaving for the NFL train, I'm going to go with, and we'll go with one more, and I'm going to go with Kayvon Thibodeau from out of Oregon.
I love Kayvon Thibodeau.
He's a beast, and honestly, I'm glad he didn't play my team. I'm glad he missed that game.
Oh, was he injured?
Yes, he was.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I'm very happy that he missed that game. It sucks because it was because of injury, because I don't ever want to see anybody hurt.
No, not really.
But
you still lost that game, by the way.
Yeah, we still did. Yeah, could you imagine if he'd been there?
Oh, yeah.
Been even in more trouble. So, to go over a little bit of his stats, he had 49 total tackles, 39 solo, 14 assists, 7 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles.
That's it? Only 2 forced fumbles?
You would expect that to be more.
Yeah, I see, like, every time I see a highlight, he's either stripping or sacking.
Right. But that's the thing. For him missing, I think he missed 2 or 3 games this year.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, the dude still had 7 sacks. Like, in the draft, it's him and Aiden Hutchinson, number 1, number 2. Just, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, he is a force. Whenever he is in the game, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. People were saying that last year when he just came into the spotlight in Oregon.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, he can't be guarded. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's like the next Aaron Donald coming up there. I'm not going to go ahead and compare because...
those are lofty goals.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to set a goal, you might as well set for the greatest.
Yeah.
And Aaron Donald's the greatest right now.
He is the greatest right now.
So, why not shoot a goal if you want to be the best?
Yeah.
So, if you don't want to be the best.
So, we're going to get out of the NFL and people leaving college for the NFL. Why don't we jump into...
Ooh, transfers.
Fine, take my glory. But yeah, let's jump into the transfers. Because there have been a ton of people entering the transfer portal.
Oh, yeah. Some haven't even picked a team yet.
No, there are multiples that have not picked a team yet.
Yeah.
But let's start off with people that have picked a team.
All right.
Let's start with Spencer Rattler.
Woo!
Shocked me that he would transfer to South Carolina. Shocked me.
I thought you were going to say shocking that he transferred out of Oklahoma. Because I wasn't really surprised with that.
No, I'm not surprised about that. You could see the writing on the wall when he got benched for Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah. And Caleb Williams did come out and play. Did a little spotty here and there, but...
Yeah, but he's a true freshman.
Yeah.
But
you're going to have that.
This is not about Caleb Williams. It's about Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler going to South Carolina.
Going to South Carolina.
It's going to be a Gamecock.
Which, if you remember back to the last episode, my bold prediction was wrong.
It was wrong.
Because I stated that he was going to end up at UCLA
with
Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Which I still think would have been a good fit.
It would have been a good fit.
I still think it would have been a good fit.
Right.
But I was obviously wrong on my bet. And I was wrong on my bold prediction. So I struck out last week. But it shocked me that he didn't land at a more high-profile program than South Carolina. I mean, he could have went to any other school in the country.
Yeah.
Any other school in the country. I mean, if you want to settle for middle of the pack, mediocre SEC team, you could have went Tennessee.
Or Kentucky.
Or Kentucky. Or Missouri, for that
Oh,
matter.
yeah.
But I don't understand it, besides the fact that now South Carolina, I believe, who'd they hire as their head coach?
Oh, you got me on that one.
Okay. So I know he has a connection to Spencer Rattler, which I'm guessing that's why he went to South Carolina. But South Carolina pulled a twofer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who else did he get?
The tight end from Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Striking out on his name. But, nonetheless.
Man, this ain't ESPN here.
Nope, it is not. But, yeah. So, Spencer Rattler had his favorite target follow him to South Carolina. So, that automatically bumps South Carolina up to at least a formidable team. I'm not going to say they're going to go out and win 10 games next year.
Yeah, but they can compete.
But they can compete.
Anything can happen in a football game. Just put your best players out on the field. See what happens.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right, so my surprise, not really surprise, but I was just like, dang it. Eli Ricks. Going to Alabama.
That's a
like they need another, 4 or 5 star?
5-star.
Yeah.
5-star.
5-star player in their backfield.
Not
Or in their
the
defensive.
in the defensive backfield.
In secondary.
The rich get richer. That's the only way to explain it, is the rich get richer. Now, for my team, personally, we were in the running for Elias Ricks.
Oh, okay.
Until, for some unforeseen, godforsaken reason, we decided to not pursue it anymore. When we need defensive backs. I'm upset about it.
I don't think you are. I don't think you're showing the passion that a true Ohio State fan would show.
Well, I can't knock the camera over, Tim.
Yeah. I also can't wash that stuff off your beard. All right. So how about Michael Penix Jr., a quarterback out of Indiana?
Going to Washington.
Going to Washington.
That surprised me as well.
Yeah.
I didn't think he would. I understand the caliber of player that he is, and he's talented.
Yeah, he's talented.
He's talented. And maybe he feels like he capped out at Indiana.
Didn't really have the type of weapons for his style of play.
I mean, Ty Fryfogle was a monster.
Yeah, no, but you double cover him, what else you got?
I mean, that's true. I
mean, Indiana's always had good, solid running backs. We can't hand the ball off every time either.
Well, that's true. But it surprised me a little bit. I did not foresee him leaving Indiana.
No.
Not before he presumably goes to the NFL at some point. Whether or not he plays quarterback at the NFL level is another thing to be seen. But that one kind of shocked me as well.
Okay.
Not really the landing spot. The landing spot, fine.
Yeah.
But
I thought he would go to a more high-profile school with his talent. I mean, Washington, yeah. I mean, it's not when you expect him to win 10, 11 games at.
So he's going from a school in Indiana where you get 3rd and 4th tier talent.
Yep.
To a school that probably gets 2 to 3 tier talent.
Yeah, I go with that.
So it's it's a little bit of an upgrade for him. I mean, obviously you didn't hear anything about Washington this year, really.
No.
And Indiana had all the hype coming into the year and then tanked.
Yeah, they kind of did. All right, so I got another one here. Landon Jackson leaving LSU and Brian Kelly for Arkansas. A lot of people going to Arkansas.
I think Arkansas is an up-and-comer.
Yeah, I really like that coach down there. Every time he wins, they get down to the locker room, turn on that jukebox. That fires me up. It fires me up for some odd reason. It fires me up.
I can just see it now. But no, Arkansas is an up and coming program.
Yeah, I mean
they're giving people battles, even right now, and if they can keep adding to the talent pool down there,
oh yeah,
I mean they just like South Carolina can become a contender.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they also got Jaden Hasselwood, Oklahoma's number 2 receiver.
Yep, I do.
Leaving for Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just the place to be right now.
So,
apparently people really like the coach down there. They like what he's doing. They like the schemes. It's drawing the talent.
Yep, and a little bit of in-conference rivals, switching transfer players. Jalen Berger, the running back from Wisconsin, transferring out of Wisconsin, going to Michigan State. How do you think that rematch is going to look when they play each other next year? You think he's going to be a little fired up?
He will be.
Because I know I would be.
I don't see Wisconsin really making too much of a deal out of it.
No, they're mostly known for their stacked defensive line.
Offensive line. Their offensive
and their
line.
offensive line. Yeah, just their linemen.
And that's true.
They know how to draft them or
recruit them. Yeah, I don't think Wisconsin makes much of a deal out of it, but he is definitely going to be out for blood when they play.
I see it now. I can't wait for that matchup. I'm hoping it's going to be like early fall.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I can't wait to watch it. But I mean, Michigan State. I mean, what did they do last year? Get 21 people out of the transfer portal.
Right.
So here is just another instance of Michigan State digging in and bringing talent that is underutilized somewhere else and bringing it to the Big Ten.
Well, you pay the coach that much money, like Michigan State extended him this year. That was a chunk of change. So you better start expecting results if you're paying a man that much.
Yeah, right. That contract was absurd.
One more.
All right, what we got?
Bo Nix.
Leaving
Auburn. Did you see that happen?
Not really.
No?
Not really. He, I guess I didn't see it coming just because, I don't know, I didn't see anybody, surpassing him on the depth chart, really?
No,
not really. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, having a little trouble getting that out.
Well, yeah. I had to think about it.
You're right.
God damn. But he's headed to Oregon.
Yes, he is. I don't like the fit in Oregon. I don't think he's going to find that he fits there. I know he's reuniting with his former offensive coordinator, I think it was, from his freshman year. And his freshman year was that was his best year. He blew up on the scene his freshman year.
By far.
And then the offensive coordinator left, went to Oregon, and now he gets to reunite with him. Maybe something will rekindle there, and they get some magic going. I don't know.
I mean, if they can run the offensive scheme for him,
yeah, and if they have the talent around.
Well, Oregon always has the talent.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, they always have talent. And they got speed. Speed everywhere.
Yeah. Speaking of speed, and some big news. Florida State just lost a big-time recruit.
Can't remember his name.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter.
Let's get into this.
I've watched and came up with this guy for the last 2 years, just keeping up on him. And the dude is a shut-down corner safety. Doesn't matter where you put him. He even plays on offense, wide receiver. He's like one of those type of players. Just all caliber talent. has been committed to Florida State for the last 2 years. Cut.
He's wide receiver.
No, he's not.
I swear to God he is.
No, he's not. He's a DB.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. I did the research on him.
Oh.
He's a cornerback.
Because I was watching highlights of him, and he was playing wide receiver.
Yeah, he does both.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I cut it for no reason.
Yeah, I know. And now I don't know where to go in from. We got to start all over.
Oh, the Travis Hunter thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Speaking of talent, Florida State lost a talented player just the other day.
Yeah, let's get into that.
All right. Travis Hunter has been committed to Florida State for the last 2 years.
The number 1 recruit in the country.
For the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And he chose to decommit from Florida State and, ironically enough, joined Florida State alumni Deion Sanders, Jackson State.
Yeah, it's insane.
How do you go from a FBS to a FCS team? I don't even think they're FCS, are they? I think they're like a HBCU or some kind of...
Yeah.
They're
HB...
This is like Division III, pretty much.
Yeah. It has to be the first... I would love to look it up. But it has to be the first time. That the number 1 recruit in the country...
Doesn't go to
a Division I program.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's got to be like the first.
I was
otherwise
mind blown.
This wouldn't be big news. It'd have been like, oh, Deion Sanders just pulled someone because he's Deion Sanders.
Well, first off, I would question his judgment going to Florida State, regardless of the fact, because they're a dumpster fire. But even more to that, to leave them to go to Jackson State.
Yeah, exactly. So question for you. Do you think who benefits more out of the transfer? Does Deion Sanders and his faculty and his whole team, do they get the better end of the stick here when we're pulling the number 1 recruit, or is Travis Hunter just going to be highlighted into this mediocre team?
Yep.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Deion's pulled some other talent, but not the number 1 recruit.
They went
not the number 1 recruit.
They went 11-3 this year,
right?
But you now have a alpha.
Yeah, you have a D1 number 1 prospect on your roster now, going against teams D1 teams never even looked at. Yeah. Didn't even look at him.
No.
And Travis Hunter is going to go against these, and he's probably going to have the highlight reel of the century.
I'm gonna make
for the next 4 years.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction for next year's offseason. Okay. Travis Hunter is 1 and done at Jackson State.
Really?
1 and done.
You think he's going to transfer out of there?
Publicity stunt. That's what this is.
Publicity, just to get his name out there? Because his name was already out there. He was the number 1 recruit.
Oh, yeah. I know.
People already knew who he was.
Yeah.
So what's the benefit of getting your name out there more?
Because he shocked the world.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, I understand that. But you could have shocked the world at Florida State.
No.
They're televised games almost every week.
Yeah.
Especially with
I'm telling you, he's 1 and done at Jackson State.
All right.
He will be...
Do you think he would go back to Florida State?
No.
Where do you think he would... What's the next step for Travis Hunter?
I mean, Division I. I mean, he's going to go to a big-name program.
Okay. Do you think he's going to go to a program like... Now I made a name for myself at Jackson State. Now I'm going to go and get a D1 national championship. So I'm going to go to Alabama. I'm going to go to Georgia. I'm going to go wherever.
Possibly.
He can go to Ohio State.
I hope so. We'll take him. Come on.
You can't do that with the beard. You just look ridiculous.
Hurt my feelings.
But yeah, so you find this... So what's a better fit, Travis Hunter or is it for Jackson State? Who gets the ladder here?
Well, I think it's a better fit for Travis Hunter because I think Jackson State is going to feed him the ball. They are going
to... Oh, you think he's going to play offense there too?
That's definitely a possibility.
Because he's naturally... I know in high school he played both ways, but naturally...
So the highlights that I watched, I seen him as a receiver.
Okay.
So that's where my mind is at right now.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, you got to figure, the number one recruit in the country, I mean, maybe he wasn't going to come into a D1 program and start right away. Maybe that's why he went to Jackson State.
Maybe. You never know.
Things to think about.
Right. Well, he didn't say anything. All he did is did this really weird Twitter video where he had 3 hats and he put one on, throw it off, put another one on, throw it off, and then someone threw him a hat back on, unzipped the shirt that said "Believe," and then he put the hat on.
Then he put a Jackson State sweatshirt on.
Yeah. Just go ahead and put the hat on. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, kids these days love the show.
I know, but
kids these days want to be showmen.
You start thinking, is he going to have a too big of head, too big of ego, and it's going to get in his own way?
Maybe that's why he went to Jackson State.
Well, a locker room is a locker room.
I mean, that's true.
You're going to need...
Well, he's going to walk in there and know he's the man.
Yeah, but he's also going to be stepping on some toes, and if your ego gets too big, that flow of teamwork, or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to flow. It's not going to flow right, you're going to lose games.
I mean, they're probably going to lose games anyway, but...
Well, for the wrong reasons, though.
Probably for the wrong reasons. I don't really know who benefits more from this.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
I don't really see a benefit for Travis Hunter, besides the fact that he will be the face of the program.
All right.
So the benefit has to be for Jackson State.
It kind of has to be, depending on like what happens with the year. Like,
I mean, that's true. I mean, it all depends on how he performs next year.
Yeah.
But you gotta assume.
But do you think he's going to pull in more top-tiered recruits with him?
I mean, that's
now
possible.
That he's going to be there.
That's possible. That is definitely a possibility.
Because I know that's a tactic Alabama uses when 2 talented players are on the same high school team. One's a senior, one's a junior. They recruit the senior and go and talk to the junior. Yeah. I'm like, hey, talk to your buddy down at your school. Because they couldn't obviously talk to him with regulations. So they send, the high school friend. Hey, go recruit that guy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of kids do that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of kids do that. And that's kind of why Alabama hasn't fallen off the top.
Yeah.
It's because they know how to recruit.
Well, they also
know how to manipulate
the system.
They
also know how to recruit at the most important position.
Oh, yeah. And they're always stacked. Like, they have 3 positions, all 3 backups, 4 stars.
Oh, yeah.
None of them really see the field in their college career.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's sad.
For other people.
It's sad for the player, actually.
Well,
you're a 4-star recruit. You could have picked anywhere. You picked Alabama.
Yes, but...
Because you wanted to be on Alabama.
Right.
And hopefully have that chance to play on the field.
But here's the thing. You have that everywhere.
I know you have that everywhere. But if you're a 4-star recruit, you have your options at other schools where you're not 3rd string. You might be 2nd string. And that all depends on how you perform in the practice field and everything like that. But when you go to a highly stouted roster with Alabama, it's hard to get on that field.
That's true.
Which is why they're so good, because they have such a stouted roster.
I mean, that is a very true statement. So, we've talked about Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Why don't we get into the Heisman results? We'll cover that real fast.
All right, real fast. We got some things wrong on the Heisman.
We definitely,
from our last episode.
Definitely got some things wrong on the Heisman because I had Kenny Pickett not a factor.
Yep, and
he finished 3rd.
He finished 3rd. We both said, Pickett's 4th.
Yeah, we did. And I think
the race was for 2nd and 3rd, and Pickett got 3rd.
Yep, and I think you had C.J. Stroud 2nd, and I had C.J. Stroud 3rd with Aiden Hutchinson and Bryce Young ahead of him.
Yep.
But I will say, on my guarantee, that Bryce Young is going to win the Heisman Trophy. There was no question going into it.
No, there really wasn't.
After his performance in the Iron Bowl and against Georgia, that was your clear cut. That was your clear cut. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson's last 2 games ain't nothing to scoff at.
No.
Because he was picking them up and putting down my quarterback.
Oh, yes, he did.
So, that's your Heisman results.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, your winner. Aiden Hutchinson, 2nd. 3rd was Kenny Pickett. And 4th was C.J. Stroud.
All right. Well, I know since our last episode we've had some bowl games kind of go through. You want to talk about a couple of them that you watched?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about a couple of them, and then we'll preview some of them coming up.
Oh,
here in the near future, and then on next week's episode, here's a little bit of a teaser. We're gonna go over all the New Year's Six bowls and the college football playoff games.
Can't wait, because I think we're on different sides on most of the games. I believe so.
Probably. We don't ever see eye to eye on sports.
Well, that's why we started the show.
That's true. All right, so the first bowl game that we are going to go over is the Armed Forces Bowl between Missouri and Army. Now, Army lost.
And resulted
in this nastiness on my face.
Make sure you get that blue side on there.
No, I don't want to. But anyway, so you have a SEC team going up against. We gotta restart that.
I know. Just let it go.
It was like bang.
All right. Armed Forces Bowl. All right. 3.
All right, so the first bowl game that we are going to go over is the Armed Forces Bowl between Missouri and Army. So, obviously, the last time we talked about Army, they lost.
They did lose.
Hence the nastiness on my face. I'm going to call these Navy colors instead of the Team Up North colors. But anyway, so.
It's Mason Blue.
You have, it's yellow, an SEC team going up against an independent.
Yeah. Team and Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Military academy.
Right. So, I did not see Army coming out with this win.
Neither did I.
Especially with the show that they played against Navy.
And that's the thing. They're a one-trick pony. They're going to run the rock at you.
Yeah. And, didn't matter. Army was doing that no matter what against Missouri. And Missouri couldn't do anything to stop it.
No, Missouri did not look very good. I believe the final score ended up at 24-22.
Yeah, I knew it was real close.
Missouri missed a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game.
Yep.
Obviously, that's what they were trying to do so that Army couldn't win it with a field goal.
Right.
But yeah, last second field goal.
Yeah, time expired field goal
seals the win for Army. There actually was a penalty on the last play, and they didn't know who it was on, and Army's already celebrating on the field. It was crazy. And then obviously it was on Missouri.
Yeah, it was on Missouri.
So good win for the Black Knights.
Yeah, awesome. Great season too. I think they ended up like 9-4 or something like that.
Something like that.
I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, great win for a service academy to come out and beat an SEC team that claims they are the best conference in college football.
Oh yeah.
And lost to a one-trick pony Army.
Well, there you go. What's the other game?
So the other games I want to get into are.
That's fine.
You got UTSA versus San Diego State.
Oh yeah.
UTSA was besides Cincinnati, was the other Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Throughout the year. I didn't really foresee them winning this game, which I'd have been correct. We should have picked that one. But yeah, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie and say I sat here and watched the whole game. I didn't. But I mean, San Diego State, ranked team, ranked 24th in the country.
Yeah.
So I guess like I said, I didn't expect UTSA to come out and win. But I mean, they kept it. I mean, it was a 14-point win.
Yeah.
But I mean, kind of how I expected it to go. What else we got? We'll have to cut this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's good.
We'll talk about one more, and then we'll go into.
Yeah.
Oh.
What other game should we talk about? I mean, we could almost talk about the game that's happening right now.
All right. What's the winner of that one?
Florida by 1.
What bowl was that?
That is the Gasparilla Bowl.
Gasparilla.
Yeah, that one.
There you go.
All right, lead us into it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. And another game that's actually going on right now is Gasparilla Bowl. And Florida is just edging out by 1 right now.
At halftime. It is at halftime right now, and Florida is up 10-9.
You know, I kind of
Over
don't
UCF.
like. Well, yeah, it's UCF, but I really don't like the low-scoring games. Like,
well,
I'm the kind of guy like.
Everybody loves the flash.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to sit there and watch a bowl game, especially if my team that I don't normally root for is playing. It's kind of hard for me to get in tune with that. I do like a close game, so like second half, I'll watch it. First half, I'm like, man, this is getting boring.
Yeah,
Nothing's really happening.
Yeah,
I don't know these players. I don't know the scheme. I don't know the history.
Right.
And so it's kind of hard for me to get invested in that. But later on, second half, between mid-third quarter, rest of the game, I'll watch it if it's a close game.
Right.
Whether the score is high scoring or not.
Yeah, because, I mean, once you get down to the fourth quarter and it's still close, anything can happen, any team can win, and that adds the excitement to the game, even if it's been a little lackluster
Right.
throughout the course of it.
Kind of like watching baseball. Just watch them throw the ball to the catcher, just playing catch.
Yeah, basically.
Hopefully someone hits the ball and then they run around.
Yeah, baseball. That's why we don't talk about baseball in this
Yeah,
program.
you won't really see us talk about baseball unless it's big trades or the postseason.
Maybe.
And maybe 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, maybe that might not even make it.
So if you're a baseball fan, leave a comment if you want us to talk about something. But we'll look it up. We'll talk about it if you want us to. But we're not going to go out of our way and talk about something we don't really know anything about.
Yeah, not really. It's not really my forte. That's kind of like asking me to talk about soccer.
See, I can talk about soccer a little bit.
I can't.
International teams, like the World Cup. Like those.
World Cup, I kind of watch a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me to talk about like the MLS, yeah, not going to happen.
I can't even tell you an MLS team. Maybe something Earthquake or LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy. Is that MLS?
I don't know.
I didn't see it.
No.
It's not?
Nope. That's WNBA, I believe.
WNBA?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because David Beckham playing for it. LA Galaxy, yes. I believe. Someone fact check me on that.
Yeah, because I can't do it.
All right, so how about bowl games that have not been played yet?
Have not been played yet.
Because I know we're interested in the Peach Bowl. Because we talked about it last episode. Michigan State and Pitt. Kenny Pickett not playing? Does that change?
But
Kenneth Walker not playing?
Yeah, exactly. There's two high-profile players that
aren't going to
be on the field. That loses a little bit of its juice for me.
Yeah.
but I'll still watch it.
Then with my bold prediction from last episode. I said Kenneth Walker, 250 first half, 175 second half.
Yeah, you did.
Gone. Out the window. He's got to do that in the NFL now, or I'm going to look like a jokester.
You are a jokester.
Man, I ain't got glitter on my face. Get on my floor. Where do you see that game going? Michigan State, Pitt. One's got a high-powered offense, but they don't have their quarterback anymore. One's got a high-powered running game. They don't have their star running back anymore.
Yeah.
Neither one of them really. Michigan State's worst secondary
in college football.
In college football.
So, that's...
Yeah, that's why I'm intrigued. That's why I'm talking about this one first, because I'm intrigued by it.
I don't really know where to go with this game. I haven't seen a lot of Pitt this year. I obviously watched 2 of Michigan State's games. One that they won, and then one that they got blown out. I think with I don't know, but if Michigan State's wide receiver plays, what's his name? Reed, Jalen Reed.
Yep.
If he plays, I think it gives them an edge.
Okay.
And like we were talking about earlier, the quarterback is the most important player on the field.
Next to left tackle.
Yeah, got to protect that blind
Got to
side.
protect it.
But losing your quarterback is worse than losing your running back.
Absolutely. That's your general out there. You lose your general, you have no army.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give, if Jalen Reed is playing, I'm gonna give the edge to Michigan State.
All right, so you're going Michigan State. I'm also going to go Michigan State on this one because
we definitely just contradict ourselves right
yeah, I believe this is the only one.
Maybe.
All right. Well, if not, I'll be surprised.
Okay.
But yeah, so another game is the Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma, Oregon. I know who I'm going with right away.
I know who you're going with too.
I like to see Oklahoma come out of here.
I don't.
I like to see Oklahoma bounce back from all the drama, from Lincoln Riley, and just...
But
we're here to ball. I don't care who our coach is.
Here is an interesting fact about this.
All right.
Both those teams lost their head coaches this
Exactly. Which is why it's number 2 on the list that we're talking about right now, because it's interesting to see how these things that you don't even think about would be instrumental on how a game is play out.
Now, let me ask you a question.
All right.
With the recent hirings of them 2 programs,
yeah,
do the new head coaches coach? Or say like Oklahoma hired Bob Stoops to be the interim head coach.
Right.
Is he going to coach instead of Brent Venables?
I'm not sure how all that is actually going to play out.
I'm super curious about that.
Yeah. And I think either way, I think Oklahoma still has the edge. And I just like Oklahoma.
Now, Kayvon Thibodeau is not playing, right?
No. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is playing.
Definitely playing.
Well, he's only a freshman.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
But
Hasselwood's not. He's in the transfer portal, so he won't be.
Well, he's out now.
Yeah, he's out.
But no. So I'll ride with it. I'll go with Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have a ton of speed.
Just a ton of speed.
They do have a ton of speed.
Yeah.
Their quarterback, he's not the most accurate.
No.
But if you let him get on the edge, you're in trouble.
Right.
And Oklahoma's defense ain't that good. So it'll be an interesting matchup to watch.
It will be.
But I'll go with Oregon.
Oklahoma. I see it.
I just don't like Oklahoma.
Yeah, I know. All right, so next up, the Music City Bowl. Now, a team I know you're not very fond of is playing in this bowl game. Purdue against Tennessee.
I don't mind Purdue.
I've just heard you say some spiteful things towards Purdue.
Well, yeah, they ruined my season in 2018.
Yep.
Like a bunch of jackwagons.
And they kind of ruined Michigan State's season this year.
They definitely ruined Michigan State's season this year.
Absolutely.
But getting into that game, I don't know if David Bell's playing. Has he announced whether or not he's playing or not? I'll have to dig into that. If David Bell is playing, it gives him a chance. Tennessee has been...
Tennessee all the way.
Tennessee has been improving.
Yes. They're in an up-and-coming program. They're rebuilt. Their recruiting program is upgraded immensely. And I don't know. I just see them going. They're going to be in that top tier of the SEC again.
Not anytime soon, I don't think.
No, they're right there with Arkansas. Arkansas, Tennessee, they're building up.
Yeah, but you know how far Arkansas has came?
Oh, yeah.
But as far as this game goes, if David Bell plays, which I find it unlikely that he is, but if David Bell plays, it gives the Boilermakers a chance.
All right.
As far as my pick to win the game, my head is leaning towards Tennessee.
Yeah.
But being from Big Ten country, I always like to see the Big Ten, except for Michigan. Don't get this wrong. I always like
Once
to see...
again, you say that with amazing blue in your face.
Yeah. Besides Michigan, I like to see the Big Ten win their bowl games.
All right.
So I'm going to roll with the Boilermakers.
All right.
And I'm going to hope and pray that David Bell plays.
Yeah, you're going to need him. All right. Next up on the list is the Las Vegas Bowl. Wisconsin versus Arizona State.
Ooh.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead out and say it. I'm taking Arizona State on this. I know you like to see the Big Ten win. That's all good and everything.
I do.
But Arizona State, I think it's just they run differently against Big Ten teams. You've seen it with Arizona State against Michigan State.
Well, maybe they should run differently against all teams, and they would be
you can't
competing for something.
You can't win them all. I know you tried to.
I mean, Cincinnati has. I struck a chord.
All right, so who you got in the Las Vegas Bowl?
I'm going to go, simply because it is closer to Arizona, I'm going to go with Arizona State.
Okay, so we're both Arizona State on this one. You just contradict yourself. Oh, I'd like to see Big Ten teams win.
Whatever. I do.
Whatever.
I do like to see them win.
I mean, you can just pick whatever you want.
I will hope that Wisconsin wins.
But you're picking
But I'm going to pick Arizona State to win.
All right. Speaking of teams, Texas A&M announced earlier they are dropping out of their bowl game due to COVID. They have like 38 scholarship players available, along with injuries, but mostly it's COVID.
And then you have their quarterback in the transfer portal.
Yeah, Calzada's gone.
Yep. Their running back, C.J. Spiller, he's leaving for the NFL.
Yep. And their receiver's gone from the NFL.
Yeah. So, they have, 11 or 13?
There's 13 skilled position players, offense, defense, that are healthy, along with 20 linemen, offense and defense. That's all they have. So they literally had no option but to drop out of their bowl game. And NCAA officials and I believe it was the Gator Bowl officials got together, and lo and behold, Big Ten team came into the rescue.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Knights of Rutgers are going to be playing against Wake Forest and the Demon Deacons.
They're going to beat Wake Forest.
Oh, no, sir.
No, beat Wake Forest.
No, sir. I'm pretty sure they packed up their dorms at the end of the football season.
First off, do you know how they determined Rutgers got in?
I did not.
So, when a team drops out, they go and because obviously every 6 and 6 or every 6-win team
is a bowl eligible
team.
Yep.
So, they go back and look at the 5 and 7 teams. Here's where the tricky part is, all right? They look at the 5 and 7 teams, and whoever has the better academics
Oh.
Amongst those 5 and 7 teams is who got the first invite to play in the Gator Bowl.
Wow. Well, congratulations to Rutgers.
Yeah.
You're smart. I don't think you have the skill set to beat Wake Forest.
Oh, they're beating Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Beating them.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to make that final whistle bet?
No.
Okay. You seem so confident. Do you have a bet thrown in there?
I'm just saying the
no.
I'm just saying the ACC is terrible.
Well, there's no debating that. I mean, Clemson.
They're not any good this year.
Well, not this year because their dream quarterback is gone.
Yeah. Well,
That DJ Ungugalele or whatever.
Hey, I mean, that's why Notre Dame runs their schedule.
Moving on.
Struck another chord.
All right.
I hope Todd doesn't watch this.
Oh, you know he is. All right. Do we want to get to the New Year's Six Bowls games, or are we gonna wait?
We'll do that next week.
All right, we're gonna do that next week.
We'll get into that next week.
Because that I think we're opposite on those two, except for the main ones that we root for. I believe he's going for Notre Dame now that the defensive coordinator's not at Oklahoma State. I'm going for Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Notre Dame in that game.
Yep.
We'll get more into these games,
Right?
Obviously, and obviously, I'm picking Ohio State.
Shocker.
Yeah, you too. but yeah, so we'll jump into the New Year's Six games next week. Also, the college football playoff games. We will break them down more in depth.
Yep.
As far as who we think is going to win, who's got the edge, and where they have the edge at.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an in-depth going into the New Year's Six.
I mean, because from what I've heard, Alabama is having COVID issues right now.
Yes, they are.
But one quick note before we jump off the college football train.
All right.
COVID protocols for the playoff games.
Yes, I read this earlier today.
The latest they will play the national championship game is the 14th, I believe.
Yes.
And they will, if a team has COVID issues, will crown a national champion by forfeit.
Yep.
First off, I find that absolutely ridiculous.
I do too. And especially with both teams have COVID issues and the game cannot be played, there will be no champion this year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That is absurd.
The teams, they need to play. If you are going to crown a champion, it needs to be played on the field.
Absolutely.
That rule is absolutely asinine.
Yeah.
But, so that's my little tirade for the day.
I do want to get into something. I don't know if you want to get into it.
If it has to do with my beard, no, I don't.
Too bad. No, I want to get the early signings.
Okay.
With the early signing period.
Okay.
There's some players on there that have jumped teams that they've formerly committed to. Now they're on a different team. We've seen it with Travis Hunter. But a lot of teams have jumped into Texas A&M.
Texas has been on
and Texas. Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers jumped ship.
Yep.
Ryan Watts jumped ship from Ohio State. That's 2 players from Ohio State that left and went to Texas.
Jack Miller.
He went to Florida.
Yep.
So, all in all, they've had 5 players enter the transfer portal this year. So, that's hurting me a little.
A little bit. I was excited about Quinn Ewers.
With the year that C.J. Stroud had this year, he wasn't going to see the field.
I understood why he left. I understood why Jack Miller left.
I get it. Yeah. I can't fault them for it.
No.
It sucks because, I mean, Quinn Ewers reclassified last year and joined the class. I don't know if he thought he was going to walk in and take over the starting job as a true freshman. But I don't fault them for leaving. It sucks because, I mean, I've been a fan of Ohio State for so long, and I watched these kids.
Oh yeah, you pay attention to them since they're sophomores
and progress through high school and into college, and I mean Jack Miller, super talented kid. But I mean, just recently had legal issues with drinking under the or driving under the influence.
Yeah, we're not going to pay too much attention on that.
No, I'm not worried about that. But you know, you invest so much time in learning about these kids, and you know, watching their highlight films and watching their games when they're on the TV, and then just to see, Quinn Ewers was at Ohio State for 6 months. 6 months. Reclassified, joined the class of 2021, and then left at the end of the year.
Yep.
That kind of strikes me the wrong way.
Yeah, I get it.
Jack Miller's been there for 2 years now.
Right.
He was a redshirt freshman this year, but he's been there for 2 years. He came in with C.J. Stroud.
Anyway.
What? I'm so confused.
The audio of you scratching like that picks up on that really bad.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You're just sitting here doing that. That's why you're talking.
I was. My leg
itched. It looks bad.
My leg itched terribly. All right, hold on. 1 second.
What are you doing?
Checking my phone. Someone called me.
Oh.
Wifey called me. Dude, we've been recording for an hour already.
Yeah, no.
And we just got out of college football.
Not even yet.
Here, look at this. What's this?
Notre Dame.
Oh, I thought you were going down. Notre Dame, no prospect from Oregon.
So I'll talk about that one. I'll hand the paper to you. You can go talk about your Ohio State and then Texas.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
We should have had Texas on this bitch because they're fucking killing it right now.
Yeah.
Dude, this might only be a fucking college football show.
Oh, no. We'll edit it down.
Like, I don't know if you're going to edit that much. Holy fuck.
Yeah, because the second half isn't that long.
Oh, I mean, that's true, I guess. Okay,
All right.
I'm going to quit itching my leg.
Yeah.
All right, so.
No, I can't be looking down when you start going.
I don't even know where we're starting at because I was talking.
All right. I'll start up. All right. So something else I didn't know if you wanted to be talking about it, but we can add it to the show if you wanted. But the early signees in college football, a lot of flips.
A lot of
flips. I mean, you also had transfers from your Quinn Ewers to Texas.
Yep. And they also flipped a recruit that was committed to Ohio State.
That's crazy. So, Michigan did gain a lot for beating Ohio State at the end of the year.
Oh, I'm sure. That game always plays implications in the
So,
trail.
And it kind of struck a chord with me again. Because they flipped Amarian Walker, the wide receiver commit from Notre Dame to Michigan.
Ooh.
They took the number 1 prospect from Oregon, Darius Clemens. They took 4-star safety Keon Sabb from Clemson and defensive lineman Derek Moore from Oklahoma. They're flipping all of these big recruits for these other programs, and now they're all going to Michigan. And, like, I know other programs are doing this, but it's weird to see the implications because this didn't happen last year to Michigan.
That game.
Or the last 17 years since they've been losing the game.
Yeah.
They haven't been pulling or flipping recruits.
No, that game plays a ton of implications.
It's the reason they call it the game.
Yeah.
Because there's so many implications, just a win and a loss.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, it hasn't really, at least not this year, hurt Ohio State on the recruiting trail.
Right.
I mean, their class is still 4th in the nation.
Yep.
With the 2nd best per player grade.
Which is unbelievable, coming from a Big Ten team, going against those SEC teams every year.
So Ryan Day, this is his 3rd recruiting cycle now. His first 2 years, number 2. both years was number 2 in recruiting classes.
Yep.
And this year, number 4 right now, but per Ryan Day, they're still looking to add another 6 or 7 extra guys, which could boost them up the rankings. Are you going to catch, because I think Texas A&M right now has the number 1 class.
I do believe that for class of 2022, right?
Yes. So I think it goes Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State.
Yep.
I think that's how it goes.
I do believe Notre Dame's 5th or 6th.
They are somewhere there.
Yeah.
They are somewhere there.
I know we're in the top 10.
They're inside the top 10, and Michigan's 9th right now.
Yeah. So they're creeping up also.
Yeah. So, but it's crazy. Just the sheer amount of talent that is flipping to Texas right now.
Texas is killing it right now.
It's absurd. Like, it is unreal.
Yeah.
But, so you covered Michigan's early signing period.
Yep.
I'm going to jump into the team that I know the best.
Yeah.
And we'll go over some of the guys.
I only know one of Ohio State, and that's Sonny Styles. And bravo to your team for getting him.
Yeah, he's...
that's the only one that I really know.
Yeah, so he's good. Kojo Antwi, I think that's how you say his last name. So he's a 4-star wide receiver. Brian Hartline continues to just kill it on the recruiting trail.
It's crazy.
Bringing in talent from everywhere. Like, it just... Sometimes it just blows my mind. Like, eventually he's going to leave.
Yeah. He's going to find a head coaching
job somewhere.
Yeah.
So then you have quarterback Devin Brown out of Utah.
Yeah. Because he was supposed to sign with, I believe, Georgia.
No, it wasn't Georgia.
It's like top 3 was Georgia, Ohio State, and...
Where was he supposed to go?
There was another team in there, but there was like final 3. But when he picked Ohio State...
Well, so he decommitted from somewhere. God, I can't remember. But he decommitted from somewhere a few weeks ago, and I think within the week committed to Ohio State because he's been committed for I think 2 weeks before National Signing Day, or early signing period, whatever you want to call it. But so it wasn't a shock, but when Quinn Ewers left, they had a spot to fill.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, kid's good though. I watched some of his film. I hadn't watched any of his film until he committed.
Right.
But kid's mobile. He could throw. Laser.
Yeah.
Man. Like, the kid is strong. He's quick. I think he's going to be good. Give him a couple years.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to start anytime in the next 2. Well, maybe.
If he proves himself better to be CJ, because
I think
he's mobile,
I think
he'll actually run the ball if he needs to.
That's true. But I'm pretty sure CJ Stroud has solidified himself as a starting quarterback as long as he wants to be.
We'll see during the Scarlet and Gray game.
That's true, because I will be there.
Yeah.
So then you got defensive back Jair Brown.
Another Brown.
All
right.
Yeah. So they actually...
Good luck, announcers.
They actually signed 3 Browns.
3?
Yeah. Yeah, sure did. So you got Jair Brown. He's a 4-star defensive back.
Wow.
But we also lost a defensive back. That's the... I can't remember his name anymore. That
I know you're talking about.
To Texas.
Yeah.
Brooks. But, so that kind of hurt because we're a little thin right now at the defensive back position. But good pickup for us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The one I really want to talk about. Everybody in the Ohio State stratosphere.
The in-state hero.
Calls him Captain Buckeye. We're going to go with C.J. Hicks. We'll just add another C.J. into the mix for Ohio State.
You might as well.
Might as well. Integral part to this class.
Yeah, he definitely boosted your ranking.
Boosted the ranking, but they call him Captain Buckeye for a reason. Out recruiting other talent to join him at the Ohio State University. And so far, it has worked.
You gotta love that passion, though.
Yeah, you gotta love when a kid is 100% invested into where he is about to
it's like he
spend.
Was born to be a Buckeye.
Exactly. But it's awesome to see the passion that they have to go out. And, yeah, like, there's dead periods in college recruiting.
Oh, absolutely.
With all these camps and stuff, all these kids get to know each other.
Yep.
And so that's where, recruiting recruits comes into play.
Said that 10 times fast.
I can't. I'll look stupid. But, so, I mean, there's a couple other names on here. You got Caleb Brown, a wide receiver. Another wide receiver. Because, because, Brian Hartline. You covered Sonny Styles.
Yep.
So, those are all the high profile names.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's other ones in there that are worth mentioning, but
for the sake of the
time constraints.
Time constraints. Those are what we're going to cover right now, and you'll learn about the rest when you watch them on television.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So the only other team to pull more than 2 5-stars
I think they got 5.
is Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're killing it.
So they have...
I don't know why, but they are.
So they have 5-star quarterback Connor Wingman. They have 5-star defensive lineman Gabriel Brownler. Brownlaw Dindy. And then a 5-star wide receiver, Evan Stewart.
I don't know.
How is Texas A&M pulling these recruits?
Maybe it's that massive contract that they signed Jimbo
Fisher. It might be because of the Jimbo Fisher.
I mean, they got him locked down for 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, sort of, because, in the coaching carousel, apparently contracts don't matter. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Because the school that you're going to will buy out your contract with the other school.
Absolutely.
If they want you bad enough, that's what they're going to do. So, you can say that the contract and having some sort of stability within the head coach and stuff like that plays a part, which I'm sure it does to an extent.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, coaches can leave whenever they want to.
Yeah.
If that other school is offering them that much more money than where they're currently at, they have no allegiance. They'll leave.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just it's just the part of the game that is unpopular with the fans and the players. But
well, yeah, because like I said with the recruiting thing with CJ Hicks.
Yeah.
Being so invested into something. Well, these fans are invested into that team.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of who's there, who's coaching, who's playing, people are invested in their team.
Absolutely.
And
like
these coaches come in and make it seem like they're just as invested as the fan base and those players and anybody else at that school.
Yeah.
When in reality,
they could be gone in the blink of an eye.
Exactly. Lincoln Riley,
Brian Kelly,
Mario Cristobal.
All
of them. They put on the front while they're there. And once the next paycheck comes, they don't care.
Yeah. And I seen an interview on the Dan Patrick show of Brady Quinn talking about how Brian Kelly left and how Lincoln Riley left.
Both terribly.
He thought it to be cowardly and disrespectful to the players, the parents, and the future of the program. He could have at least waited to see if they were going to play in the playoffs before they made the decision to leave. Like, just tell LSU. It's like, hey, I want to come, coach with you guys and everything, but just give me a week.
But here's the thing. here's the thing about it, is in today's college football world,
yeah,
with the early signing period, you can't wait. You can't wait. If you get hired somewhere, you have to go. That's why all these programs are out savagely hunting these coaches.
Okay, so how do you think LSU would feel if Brian Kelly built this program up at LSU,
probably terrible,
and then someone goes and steals them a week before the committee makes their final decision on who's going to be in the final playoff?
Yeah, they'd probably feel like they got stabbed in the back.
Yeah. So
trust me, I understand why Notre Dame would be upset about it.
Oh no,
but
Oklahoma,
Oregon, too. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, in the new age college football world, you can't wait.
But you know what the difference is between Lincoln Riley and the Oregon coach?
Lincoln Riley said the plane's going to be there at 6, and if you're on it, here we go.
Notre Dame was the only one still playoff eligible.
Yeah.
Still left.
I mean, that's true.
Before the decision was made. Oklahoma had no shot in it. Oregon had no shot in it.
Nope.
Notre Dame was still in the running, and he didn't wait.
Yeah, but do
you think he would have changed his mind if the rankings came out and Notre Dame was 4th? No. So why make the decision until after? I understand the early signing period.
It all has to do with recruiting.
I understand that.
It all revolves around recruiting.
But how much are you gaining?
Well, depends.
LSU has lost more players than they have recruited.
That's true. That's
true.
So I'm saying
Brian
Kelly's not getting a very warm welcome down there.
No, he's not.
With his fake accent. But
believe me, we're gonna dive into that next year or next episode. We're gonna show like clips of it. And we're gonna dive into it because it is absurd, like so absurd. I know everyone else has covered it, but
he was there for 2 days.
Being a Notre Dame fan, I want to just dissect it.
He was there for 2 days and started sounding like Coach O.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It was pathetic.
Yeah,
it was pathetic.
But anyways, I think that's all that we're going to talk about in the kickoff. I think we're going to head into halftime right now, and we got a tasty treat for you in halftime. So we're going to get into that right now. All right, so as you remember, if you watched last episode, we talked about a couple of our favorite game day snacks, and we actually made the ones that we talked about last episode. We have the jalapeno popper dip, as my wife kindly made it today for the show. And then we got the crack wieners with bacon wrapped sausage links with brown sugar. And we've actually been sitting here talking during the show with it and not eating it. And it's been driving us crazy not eating it. So I'm going to dive in here. These are probably a little bit cold, but I don't care. These are so good. As Brad stands behind the counter getting glitter everywhere. I'm going to leave the recipe down in the description on how to make both of these snacks. So check them out. Try them out. Do your own little spin on them. Let me know what you did differently. And enjoy.
For this portion of the show, we're going to do something a little different.
Yep,
something definitely we didn't do last week.
Yep.
We're gonna each ask each other a couple sports trivia questions, and we're gonna see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask a question, see if he gets it right. Then he's gonna ask me a question. We'll go on and so forth. We each got 5 questions.
I only got 2.
He's only got 2. I guess I'll only ask 2.
Okay. Who you want me to start or you want to start?
You go ahead and start.
Okay. So, for the first question.
Got it.
Who is Notre Dame's all-time leading rusher and how many yards? It's in your wheelhouse.
I know it is, and I know the answer. Oh, man. Drawing a blank. Is that Isaiah?
I don't know. Can't tell you.
Yeah, I know. I'm drawing a blank. What is it?
Autry Denson with 4,318 yards in his career.
Wow. Whatever.
Stumped you on your own trivia.
I know. All right. Which golfer won the 85th Masters?
What year was the 85th Masters?
Oh, this year.
That was this year?
Yeah.
Ooh, who did win that? Who won it? Definitely wasn't Tiger Woods.
No, it was not Tiger Woods.
I'm going to go with... Was it Dustin Johnson?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Who was it?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Oh, crap. Dang it. I don't think Dustin Johnson's won. Son of a biscuit.
All right. What's your next question?
All right. What longtime coach and current ESPN analyst has taken a record 5 different teams to a college bowl game?
And he's an analyst right now?
Yep.
Lou Holtz.
Good job.
Notre Dame was one of them.
Lou Holtz is thy answer.
All right. Nah, I won't. That's just too... You know what? Whatever. What NCAA football team has the most wins?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I do.
You should know.
That team up north.
The color's all over your beard. Or was. You've been scratching it off the whole episode.
I can't help it. It itches. I got hairspray in my beard. It itches.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So this will be the last question of this.
For you.
Oh, you have one more?
I have one more.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So this is my last question. In the BCS era, 1998, what 2 teams have played in the most BCS bowl games? I'll give you a hint. There's a tie.
Oh, it's a tie. I'm going to go with... Ooh. I'm going to go with Alabama. And... Oklahoma.
You got half of it right.
Oh, okay.
You got the Oklahoma part right.
All right.
Do you want to take another stab at the other half of that? I'll give you one more shot.
LSU?
Nope. Ohio State and Oklahoma with 9.
Of course it was Ohio State.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just say Ohio? Whatever. All right, last question of the halftime segment. Surprisingly, this Big Ten team is the last team to win 3 national titles in a row.
In a row?
In a row.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a toughie.
Let me give you a hint. It ain't that team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't think it was this team. Big Ten teams win 3 in a row.
Yep.
Gotta be Michigan.
No, sir. The University of Minnesota.
Really?
Yes. Shocked me when I looked it up.
Really?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minnesota, we see you.
Yeah. All right. And that is it for this episode's halftime report. Stay tuned to the next time because I don't know what we're doing next time, but it's going to be bigger and better every episode that we're going to do this. We're going to try to keep it different, exciting. All right. Back to the show. All right. Now that we're done with halftime, we are here for the second half. And in this second half, we're going to be talking about NFL, NBA trade rumors, boxing, golf. And Brad, let's start off with some NFL.
All right. So, kind of a hot topic right now.
Yep.
We're going to start off by talking about the NFL's new COVID policy update.
All right. Yep. I was seeing something about this, how they're changing it up for the vaccinated players. And
Yeah. So, the NFL dealt with its biggest COVID outbreak of the season. The NFL had to reschedule those games this week. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Cleveland Browns,
yep.
the Washington football team, and the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Seattle Seahawks, and the LA Rams.
Okay, yep.
What were those on Tuesday night?
Yeah. I think 2 were on Monday night and 2 were on Tuesday night.
Okay, yep. So the new protocol makes it so that vaccinated individuals will no longer be required to take the weekly COVID tests.
Okay, so if you're vaccinated, you don't have to get tested weekly.
Right.
All right. But from what I do understand, they still have to, there's like a spot check. They'll take a group of players that are vaccinated every week and randomly test them.
Yes.
All right.
So
I'm following you.
So they don't have to do the weekly test, but they're going to undergo the strategic, like you said, spot testing.
Yep.
If a player tests positive, in the league medical experts will determine additional mitigation.
Okay, so if you test positive when you're vaccinated, they're going to dive further into it.
Right.
Kind of see what measurements they need to do, back tracing, whatever they got to do.
Yep. And the league also came out and said they are not changing their requirements or rules for the unvaccinated players.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think they have a very high percentage of people that are players that are unvaccinated.
Not really. I know.
I think they're like 87, 90%.
It was a big thing at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
With teams, really emphasizing, all of they wanted to be like at 100%.
Yep.
Vaccination rate throughout their organization.
Yeah, I get it. It's not just the players; it's the faculty, it's the staff, it's everyone's involved.
Everyone involved with that team. They wanted to be vaccinated. Now, me personally, I'm of the view of, it's your body, your choice type deal.
Absolutely.
Obviously, playing in a game of football, you're close contact with other people, so I get why they want.
Yeah, you got close contact with the 53 players that are on your bench, along with the sideline faculty.
Yes.
And then the other 53 people that are across the field line.
Exactly. So I get why they were trying to shoot for getting as many people vaccinated as possible.
Oh, yeah.
But do you think this is enough to keep players and the staffs of all these organizations safe?
I don't understand taking the separation of the vaccinated and unvaccinated and testing them differently. I don't understand that. There might be a medical reason.
Well, the unvaccinated players are still getting tested weekly.
Right. But it's not all of them. So what about the people that aren't spot checked that week, let's say, that start carrying it and they're asymptomatic?
Yep.
They're still going to spread it through the rest of the team. And with the next
which could be very well what we're dealing with right now.
Right. And so I just don't see how that helps it. I know there's probably other litigations that we're not going to understand about it. But I don't see what the problem is with testing everybody every week before you come together. Like, you have the testing, you play the week, you get tested back on Monday or Tuesday. Right. You get tested on Friday before the weekend, probably you're traveling or whatever.
Now you're testing everybody twice a week.
Like I'm saying, I don't know when you test them. I don't test them. I don't know if you test them Monday or you test them Friday or Saturday.
I think the best.
Or do you test duration of people throughout the week?
I think you test best case scenario.
Yeah.
I think you should spot test the whole team, like you just stated. Maybe a group Monday, a group Tuesday, a group Wednesday, a group Thursday, and kind of see how it progresses.
Right. Because a lot of these players that came out Monday, that they're on the COVID list now, they just played a game
Monday, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So were they carrying it on Sunday when they were playing on the field?
Probably.
See, so I don't understand how this changes everything, or is this changing affecting the future games?
I think change is they had to change something.
Just to throw it out there for the press, or see that they're doing something about it?
Yeah, to show that they're making an effort.
Because I know Adam Silver said he's not postponing anything.
No.
He quoted saying, we have to live to learn with coronavirus. So he's not doing anything with the league.
Which is true.
Which is true.
It's going to be around.
But how are you going to do that and protect the safety of the players and fans and faculty and all the other staff that's involved with these teams? I don't see how
we can
spot checking changes that.
So it's going to end up being like the flu. Until you can find a vaccination that is, quote unquote, more effective.
Right.
Because we're in the first round of this.
Right. And I saw something earlier today. Like, if you looked up coronavirus in the medical dictionary, it is described as the common cold.
It is.
And as you know, there is no vaccine or cure for the common cold.
No.
You get a cold, you got it. I'm sorry.
So, all the vaccine...
The extremity of the common cold...
All the vaccine is doing is maybe limiting your symptoms.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about...
Oh, no. I'm just saying, the NFL changed the COVID policy with vaccinated players, so we got to dive into it a little bit. And
I don't necessarily see what it's going to change.
Right.
People are still going to get it.
I just don't understand the spot checking. Why not? Because people that are vaccinated, I'm sorry, if you're vaccinated, you still can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
And a lot of people are asymptomatic. You can't even tell.
Right, exactly. So, them changing it for the vaccinated players, like you said, I don't personally think it makes a whole lot of sense. You're on a team.
Yeah.
You might as well get tested with the team.
The rest of the team, yeah.
So I don't really see anything changing.
No.
With this rule or with these policies that they're
we'll see what happens to it in the future.
We will.
If you see the numbers go down, hey, it works.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it changing a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, these players are still face to face with one another on the football field, hitting each other, sweat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's, excuse my language, but bodily fluid exchanging.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's a contact sport. You're out there sweating.
What are you going to do? Make them all wear sleeves? Cover up every...
I'm surprised they didn't have them wearing masks to go over their face mask.
I'm shocked by that as well.
Some
people have.
Yeah, some people have. But that's enough of the NFL COVID policy on that. Let us know your opinion on it in the comments section, because
hit that like and subscribe. We're just gonna throw that
also hit that like and subscribe button, like Brad said. But yeah, let us know, because as we are all learning to live with this virus, and information is key on this, and sharing information is also key. So let us know what you think about it, and what the NFL and other leagues could do to up the safety of these players and faculties that have families that they have to go back to. So jumping into the next NFL topic. My Detroit Lions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somehow.
They shook up the NFL world the other day.
They did.
Yeah. They actually set an NFL record. They were the first team in NFL history with one or fewer wins beat a 10-plus or more wins team by double digits.
Arizona's been on a tear this year. And
they didn't show up.
They didn't.
It's like they tried, and they were like...
To state that I was absolutely shocked by the result of this football game would be an understatement.
I was sitting at the airport, and I got there, and I saw the game, and I was like, oh, okay. 10-0 lead or 14-0 lead, whatever Detroit had. I was like, oh, they'll blow it somehow. just as any other Lion fan
would
do.
Lions, yeah.
Because we also hold the record for most double-digit leads blown.
Do they?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I didn't know that.
It's great here in Detroit.
That should have been a trivia question.
It's great here in Detroit. But no, and then I seen him like the interception.
They showed some sort of resemblance of a football team.
It's kind of the resemblance of what Dan Campbell was talking about in the beginning.
They're gonna bite
you knock us down. On our way up, we're going to take a kneecap off. You knock us down again, we're going to take another chunk out of you. And we don't know when the timeline is, but
I think Dan Campbell,
eventually they're going to be the last team standing.
I think Dan Campbell is building the right culture.
I love the culture that he's building.
I think he's building the right culture. And if you pay attention to college football, NFL football, culture plays a astronomical part.
Huge.
Because you got to figure in the locker room, on the sidelines, there's always going to be distractions. But if you have that culture built into your program, it kind of helps to keep everybody together and moving in the same direction. Yeah. And as awful as they've looked this year at some points,
I mean, we've hung around a lot of games.
You can see Detroit moving in that direction, and I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're not. They're not.
Not this year.
Definitely not this year. Probably not in the next 20. But.
Oh, whoa.
But, come on, let's face it.
No. You might see the first fight here on the Sports Exchange.
Let's just face it. It's not like I said Notre Dame was never going to win a national championship. They might not. I don't know. But.
Are you kidding me?
But
you got glitter all over.
Yep. But the Lions, I feel like their culture is moving them in the right direction.
Oh yeah, right now. Right direction. I mean, it's like one of those other teams that flipped. Who thought Arizona Cardinals 3 years ago was like 1-15?
Absolutely.
And then now 1, 2, 3 good draft picks, a few free agent signings.
Absolutely.
And now
trades.
They were top.
Trades.
Oh yeah, trades
with J.J. Watt. And DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Huge.
Hopkins was huge.
Yeah.
Why did Houston let him go?
Well, probably because he wanted out. He's obviously
everyone wants out of Houston.
That's true.
Ever since Bill O'Brien got
the only person that can't get out of Houston is Deshaun Watson.
We'll dive into that a whole other episode. That whole fiasco.
Oh, it's a mess.
I have no idea what's going on in Houston.
It's a mess.
But another thing that the Lions win did is it shook up next year's NFL draft. Because Lions were solidified as the number 1 pick for next year's draft. Now they're slated number 2.
And they have a winnable game this week against Atlanta.
They do. I don't understand. Every time, Detroit has a bad year,
but
at the end of the year, we start winning games, and we just, us as fans are like, what are you doing?
But whether you're number 1 or number 2, you're taking a pass rusher.
Oh, yeah. Either Thibodeau or Hutchinson.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, 1 and 2, not a big difference.
All right. So
you're getting one of them.
So my question for you, is there a point for Detroit to try to win any more games?
I mean,
because I know everyone's against that whole tanking culture.
With Dan Campbell's culture being built there, I do not think they will tank.
Not in his transcripts.
No.
Mark
my words. Here.
Bold prediction?
Bold prediction.
Yeah, here we go.
Bold prediction. And it may not even be that bold at this point. With the Detroit Lions?
Yeah.
Win 2 in a row.
You think they're going to win Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons?
Yep. 2 in a row.
All right.
After I just dogged them and said,
I know.
Win a Super Bowl in the next 20 years.
You do that a lot on this show. You contradict yourself.
That wasn't contradicting. That was me lobbing something to you.
Okay.
So you could feel better about yourself.
Yeah. Well, that not winning a Super Bowl in the next 20 years didn't do me any good. So
I didn't say 21, so you should still be alive.
Oh, yeah. 21 years from now. That's because Brad said so.
Yeah.
No. I think between the next 5 and 7 years.
They win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Out of your mind.
I don't think so.
Out of your mind.
I mean, where was Tampa Bay 3 years ago with Jameis Winston? Listen. I understand Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski, whatever.
Here's the thing. Until
I don't care.
Detroit...
One player...
Shut up. Until Detroit can get a star quarterback to...
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, and you see what they did to him. Now he's off in Los Angeles.
Wasted 10 years of his career.
Exactly. But until...
As Detroit does.
But they have to have this culture.
We didn't have the culture because we kept on firing coaches.
Exactly. But until Detroit can get a star quarterback like Tom Brady...
Kenny Pickett. Bold prediction.
Absolutely not. Because, you want to know why?
Yeah, because he's not being picked second or third overall.
True. But do you want to know why? All these players, including Tom Brady, take pay cuts to play with Tom Brady. Until you can get a quarterback that people want to do that for, wash it out the window.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, he didn't take a pay cut. He got paid.
He did.
Oh, did he get paid?
He did, but people want to play with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Who wants to play with Jared Goff?
I can't think of one person.
So until you find a quarterback, until you can
I
find
didn't
a quarterback,
understand the trade. I was like, all right, we got the draft fixed. Yeah, we also got Jared Goff. Why?
He's
Why?
got to be better than your other options.
I mean, we could have drafted a quarterback.
You could have drafted Justin Fields.
I said better options.
Way better than Jared Goff.
Well,
I would take Justin Fields over Jared Goff every day of the week. And twice on Sunday.
All right.
Might even have 3 wins already.
Yeah. All right, but back to the topic.
Okay.
If Detroit does win and fall down the draft board a little bit, they're probably between 5 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see them potentially picking up? Because they just lost out on the number 1 draft pick.
Yep.
Unless Jacksonville somehow wins a game.
Not a chance.
With Trevor Lawrence and that debacle of an offense.
Not a chance.
And debacle of a defense.
Don't you worry. We're going to get into Jacksonville in a little bit.
Oh, God. Are we ever? Who do you see them picking up? That would make like an instrumental difference.
Instrumental difference.
Yeah. I mean, there's...
Well, so I don't follow the Detroit Lions. So I don't know their needs. So...
Except running back. I love DeAndre Swift.
So what do you...
I love Justin Jefferson.
What do they need more? What's their most vital need?
They need quarterback that's consistent.
You're not getting one in this draft.
Really? You don't think so?
No.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, Tom Brady was 6th round.
That's true. But there's no Tom Brady in this draft.
I know.
No.
Next year.
All
right.
There's more
so
potential
we
there.
need a number 1 receiver.
Yeah, number 1 receiver.
We got a tight end that is a Pro Bowler caliber, and he needs a number 1 receiver to take pressure off his coverage.
Okay. So, I mean, there's a couple options for it.
Garrett Wilson.
Is that who you're hoping for, or?
No, not really. I just know you don't want him to go to Detroit.
I don't. Because normally...
I mean, Justin Fields is in Chicago.
I mean, that's true. Ain't nothing better.
I mean, Treylon Burks.
You could get Trayvon Burks, or who's the one from USC?
Oh, Drake London.
Drake London.
Yep, I butchered his name last episode, but it's Drake London. He didn't enter the transfer portal. He entered the NFL draft.
So just so we're clear.
Yeah.
You said Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
hasn't declared for the draft yet.
No.
So,
but
let's keep his name out of this because I still have hopes.
What about Chris Olave?
Chris Olave. I want him to go to Chicago.
That might be a possibility.
That might be a possibility. Could you
kind of like
that?
Joe Burrow and
Jamar Chase.
Chase.
Could you imagine Chris Olave and Justin Fields back together again?
Oh, that'd be fireworks.
Fireworks. He's so smooth.
Wait, hold on. You need an offensive line.
Definitely an offensive line.
So
yeah, the Chicago Bears are terrible on the offensive line.
I'm pretty sure they know.
Yeah, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. But so we're back on the Lions. Let's go with the Lions. So they need a pass catcher.
Yep.
I'd probably, if you're close enough to the front of the draft, I'd go with Drake London, probably.
Drake London?
Although, no, let's not misconstrue this. Chris Olave is the best wide receiver in the draft.
It's not what I have in my notes.
I don't care what you don't say. I've watched.
There's going to be a time in every episode
for
where
4 years.
I say that.
Is there?
And it happened last episode.
Did it?
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh.
Oh,
AP Coach of the Year.
Yep. Still bullshit.
That's what I had in my notes, but you thought way differently.
Yeah. Luke Fickell.
All right, so
every other place has named Luke Fickell Coach of the Year. But AP didn't do it.
All right,
spineless.
So I'm gonna throw some names there at you.
Okay.
That the Lions could possibly get at the pick they would be at if they won every game or a couple more games.
Okay.
All right. In offense, Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Kenny Pickett.
No.
No. You don't think he'd be at a later?
Well, they could probably get him, but
yeah. You don't think that'd be a good fit?
I don't think Kenny Pickett's that good.
You don't think? Well,
I know.
He's projected to be one of the quarterbacks taken first.
That's fine.
Other than the one from, he's in FCS school.
Oh, Liberty.
Willis. Liberty. Yep.
Malik Willis.
Offensive tackle, Evan Neal, out of Alabama.
I mean, they could probably use offensive line.
Yeah, because that Taylor Decker out of Ohio State.
But don't take him, though. I need Chicago.
You need Chicago to take him.
Yep.
All right. So, Treylon Burks.
If you're looking for pass catchers, I mean, you got two good ones there.
Garrett Wilson.
He's not.
Or Chris Olave.
First off, Garrett Wilson hasn't even had a draft yet.
I don't care.
So.
He's going to.
Chris Olave.
There's no reason for him to go back to Ohio State.
I would pick Chris Olave every day.
All right.
The dude's so smooth.
Defense.
You've watched him so many times.
That's why I'd love to see Garrett Wilson in the slot at Detroit.
I'm not talking about Garrett Wilson.
I'm talking about Garrett Wilson.
I'm not.
I'm
talking about Chris Olave.
Well, Chris Olave would be a great slot receiver.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, either one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name some defensive players.
Okay.
David Ojabo.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I'd pick him.
Seemed to be a good fit with Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara. Blanking on the other.
Do you guys need help at the on the edge?
I don't see a problem picking a defensive lineman or edge rusher at any draft.
Well, no, absolutely not. But no,
you guys filter out.
I would pick him.
Yeah.
He plays for the wrong team, but I like David Ojabo.
All right, I'm a little biased on this one, but Kyle Hamilton. He's a solid safety.
Oh, solid safety. Yeah, I'll go as far to say, God, this hurts my heart, best safety in the draft.
All right. I don't know if there's another safety in the top 15 of the draft.
No.
So I'll go with that.
No, that's the thing. He's a hard-hitting ball hawk safety.
All right, George Karlaftis out of Purdue.
Didn't impress me when we played him.
No?
Nope.
All right. Jordan Davis, Georgia.
Big man.
Big man.
Big man.
He can clog a lane.
He can definitely do that.
Do you see it a good fit?
He didn't impress me in the Alabama game. Obviously, big man, strong.
Big man, strong, big fire.
Yep. But I don't know. I mean, I think he'd be a good fit. Well, I don't know what scheme Detroit runs.
They run. Oh my gosh.
Is it 3-4?
It's a 3-4, I think.
3-4. He'd probably be a good fit there. Claw in the middle.
Yeah.
I know they're move him.
I know they're unconventional on their defense. They might be a 4-3.
Still,
I can't remember because they moved Jamie Collins.
You can stop the run to one side. Onto
the line instead of that's true.
Make him go one way.
Yeah. All right. Done with that. It's going to be intriguing to see what Detroit does and how the other draft order lines up.
Like I said, I think they're going to beat Atlanta this weekend. So they're going to drop. Are they going to drop again?
What?
Are they going to drop again? If they win this weekend, do they drop?
Yes.
Do they?
Immensely.
Ooh. Who else has 2 losses?
I believe the Jets.
Or 2 wins.
And Houston.
Oh. Yeah,
so they would go to 5th. Or 4th and 5th.
4th.
Because a couple of the teams are tied. And they have that. Well, Detroit has that tie, so they have a half game above anyone who doesn't have a tie.
Oh, yep.
Because the only reason Jacksonville
is ahead of the line
ahead of them is because of the tie.
Of the tie, yep.
So they're half a game behind
Jacksonville.
Yeah. Our next segment is going. It's a little touchy with you, I believe. You grew up loving this coach.
I didn't grow up loving him.
Well, he was coach when you first became a fan.
I loved him for 7 years.
Yeah. Urban Meyer.
And God dang, what a turn.
Urban Meyer.
What a turn.
What a turd indeed.
Not a turd, a turn.
I said what I said.
I mean,
I wrote down a timeline of everything that has happened between this hiring and firing. As you know, Jacksonville owner has decided to fire Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Do you want any part of this, or you want me to just go through it and just get your reaction out of it? Because I don't know if you know the whole timeline.
I probably don't know the whole timeline. I really started paying attention to it when he was caught at his own bar.
We'll get into that. All right. So, if you don't know, Urban Meyer was hired January 14th of 2021. So, almost just a year ago. February 11th, hires former Iowa strength and conditioning coach Chris Doyle. Despite accusations of racist remarks and bullying, Doyle resigned 48 hours later after being signed due to violent protest and disgusting displays.
I remember that happening
on campus.
I remember that happening. So, I mean, obviously, Urban Meyer has shown poor judgment in his hiring and keeping of staff members.
Yeah, because I believe there was an incident at Ohio State.
Yeah, Zach Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously his judgment of character isn't the greatest.
I'll agree with that.
It's awful, to be honest with you.
All right, so May 20th, signed former Florida quarterback Tim Tebow. Meyer tried his former signal color at tight end. Tebow was released after one preseason game after continuously looking uncomfortable at the position. So, grade the signing to begin with.
It's an F.
F.
It's an F.
He's playing baseball.
He's tried to play quarterback. He's tried to play baseball, and now he tried to play tight end. It was terrible. I think Urban Meyer has a love affection for Tim Tebow. And somebody that's so vowed to God as Tim Tebow, to be linked to Urban Meyer like that, God, it's got to hurt you a little bit.
I mean, I can see where you could probably see potential at the position because he's a big dude.
He is a big dude.
He's a big dude. He's got hands. He showed that in trick plays in Florida.
Yeah.
It just looked like he was grasping for attention. How can I make headlines at Jacksonville? Because Jacksonville,
well, that's true.
Bottom of the league.
He was definitely trying to grab. He wanted people to see Jacksonville, and they did for a while.
In the wrong light.
What?
Because people were looking at everything that he did since he got hired.
Yeah,
as either wrong or a joke.
The Tim Tebow thing had,
and it doesn't get better.
I don't know if he thought bringing Tim Tebow in would change the culture. We're back on this culture thing. We're back on
veteran kind of
veteran.
Do you really call him a veteran? He had 2 years at Denver.
He's got to be a veteran at this point.
A cut veteran.
Cut veteran, yeah.
Baseball veteran.
But I don't know if he was trying to instill a different culture into the organization, and obviously it failed terribly.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on this timeline?
All right, so July 1st,
boy.
The NFL fined Urban Meyer and Jacksonville Jaguars. Meyer $100,000, the Jacksonville Jaguars $200,000 for violating league rules on contact during off-season activities.
Chump change.
Still, a lack of judgment.
I mean, yeah.
And what are you thinking? You know the rules.
Apparently he's trying to get a jump on everybody. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good that jump's doing you now.
Yeah, I mean, it cost him $300,000, but I don't know. That's not something.
You didn't gain anything. What do you mean?
Maybe not.
You didn't gain anything.
But I mean, that's not something as egregious as what we're going to come up on.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, the Jaguars and Urban Meyer were both subpoenaed by the U.S. District Court in regards to former Iowa player's case against Doyle.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, during Doyle's tenure at Iowa.
Yep.
They both had to testify because Jaguars interviewed Doyle and stuff came up. They had to testify.
Oh.
Not looking good.
Like I said, it goes back to his lack of judgment.
Everything's going back. Everything's going to go back to his lack of judgment.
Yeah, it's awful.
I don't know, because I know he quit Ohio State because he had health problems.
Health problems.
Yeah, it's not looking like that
he left
anymore.
Florida for health problems.
Yeah, and he took what, a year off and then went to Ohio State? 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I think stuff went down.
Yeah.
And
the Zach Smith
Pete
stuff,
Carrolled it.
The Zach Smith
Pete
stuff.
Carrolled it.
Exactly. The Zach Smith stuff drove Urban Meyer out.
Yeah.
But I think Ryan Day being on staff also helped the pushing of him out, because I think if Urban Meyer didn't leave, Ryan Day was.
Yeah. Well, like Harbaugh said, people standing on third thinking they hit a triple.
He did hit a triple.
All right. So that was July 14th that happened. October 2nd is when the video happened of Urban Meyer at a restaurant that he owned.
Urban's Pint House.
Dancing with a woman that was not his wife. And his wife was not at the establishment.
I shouldn't put that on video. I could get called for slander.
What?
We need to edit out Urban's Pint House.
Oh. We'll just say that you don't really know.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah, so...
Oh, there's more.
Groping a college... Looked to be a college student, correct?
It could be.
Looked to be a young lady
Definitely not his wife, though. That was the main...
Definitely not his wife. This apparent God-fearing man is at his own establishment running amok.
After a devastating loss.
Yeah.
Like, his team took a devastating loss, and his team flew back to Jacksonville.
And he did not.
He stayed in Ohio to celebrate and have a good time.
Great time.
Oh, yeah, a little too great.
It looked like he was having fun.
Got him in trouble.
In trouble. Yeah. So, back to the lack of judgment.
Boom.
On Urban Meyer's part.
On December 5th, Urban Meyer choosing to bench James Robinson for fumbling.
Which he doesn't fumble very often.
No, he doesn't. He's at 1,000-yard rusher. This year, every year, he's not that far into his NFL
No, he's
career.
like 3 or 4 years, I think.
And he had just only one fumble in his first 2 years. And he had a fumble against Atlanta and a fumble against, I think it was the Rams.
It goes back to...
But you bench up your best running back when you're in a dismal season.
It's a ridiculous...
You need anything you can to grab onto for positivity.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And you go negative by benching him.
His antics are ridiculous.
You ain't gotten to his antics yet.
Well, trust me. Watching him at Ohio State, yes, I liked him because he was my coach. But
you dig deep into the person that your coach was?
No.
All right.
No, I didn't. But you can see the same type of antics from his time at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
If the running back fumbled, you watched their carries significantly drop.
Okay. Which I don't see any problem with that. But this is the NFL.
No, exactly.
It's not college.
Right. They're getting, now college kids are getting paid. But
well,
these people are there, why you're paying one of your best players to sit on the bench?
Even when you're backup, because your original starter, Travis Etienne,
out,
ACL injury. He didn't even see the field this year. And now you have Robinson as typically your second string running back. You bench him and put in your third string.
Like you said, he's been a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great to have,
exactly,
especially on the field.
And then he fumbles once, and you bench him.
Fumbled twice. He fumbled against Atlanta and then the Rams, but he only fumbled once the previous 2 years.
Right.
And
so
lost the fumble.
It's not like it's a reoccurring.
No, it's not like you
issue.
Punish like if you're trying to make a statement, that's the wrong statement to be making.
It's not like you kick.
Especially your first year of coaching on a non-winning team. Establish the culture of togetherness.
I think this year...
Not, I'm king dog.
Well, he thinks he's king dog. Because up until this year, Urban Meyer ain't used to losing.
No.
And I think
he's quoted saying, losing takes a token on the soul.
Yeah. And I think coming into this year, I think he just had this mentality. Like he was going to walk in here like he has at every other college program that he has ever coached at. And
he's walked into some pretty high potent programs.
Well, true.
This is Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I get that. That's where he fucked.
Try again. This is
where he messed up.
Yeah.
The Jaguars have historically been a bad team. A few years ago they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Their defense was stout.
Gardner Minshew kind of carried them for a few unexpected wins.
Right. But it's like he expected to come in and win 10 games every year like he did at the college level.
Yeah.
Judgment, again.
Yeah. So, not even a week later. December 11th. Reports of controversies and turmoil in the locker room. Meyer reported to have heated arguments with coaching staff and wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. I've seen this on reports, and it looks like the arguments did happen between the staff and the wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. Urban Meyer went out and said they were false.
Well, he's obviously shown to be a liar in his life.
Poor lack of judgment. Go out. If you know your staff and
Just
players...
address the issue.
Address the issue. Move past it. You create another issue, denying it. We've learned this as little kids. Like growing up. Lying about it makes it worse.
Right.
I'm trying to grind that into my kids' heads right now. It's so difficult.
Good luck.
All right. 4 days later,
Great.
after the last incident. And this one is a
I'm
doozy.
almost sick of talking about Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Well.
Is this the last one?
December 15th, Urban Meyer reported kicking his kicker. Josh Lambo revealed in an interview that Meyer cursed and kicked him while stretching in warm-ups. When Lambo confronted Meyer saying, "Do not kick him," Meyer replied, "I'm the head ball coach. I'll kick you whenever the F I want." Lambo also reported Meyer threatened to cut him in the dining facilities at the Jacksonville facility.
First off, isn't that assault?
He's the head football coach. He can do whatever he wants.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not how that works. And the next day, December 16th, Urban Meyer fired from the Jacksonville Jaguars without pay of his 4 remaining years of his contract.
Which I'm sure
because his firing is with cause, and I believe that to be true. Because that is ridiculous year of highlights to have when you're a high-touted...
It's unbelievable, really.
You're a high-touted coach.
Oh, yeah.
Act like it. Like, you should not have these problems if you know what you're doing.
No. No, you shouldn't. It's ridiculous. He has lost... If it wasn't the Zach Smith thing at Ohio State, he has now lost all credibility.
I don't see him coaching again.
I can see someone...
There's a desperate team out there.
I can see someone going to get him.
Desperate team.
I don't think it'll be in the next year. Maybe 2.
Oklahoma.
But somebody will get him. No, they got
Bold prediction, Oklahoma.
No. But he'll coach again at some point. But he has lost all credibility.
Yeah, everything that he's
never
done.
in the NFL. He will never coach in the NFL.
Oh, never. That's not even a bold prediction. That's just a plain prediction. He will never coach in the NFL again.
No. But
head coach. But he might be...
No.
He might be...
No.
Position?
Nope.
Maybe.
No. If he ever coaches again, it will be a head coach at a college program. I don't know which one.
A desperate one.
But he will be... Urban Meyer can't be a position coach anymore. He can't be. Like, there's no way he steps down from being a head coach to be a position coach.
You got head recruiting.
Nope.
At a program.
Nope.
No? Nothing? All right. Yeah.
He lost all credibility.
Who would... Exactly.
All of it. Everything. He flushed... In less than a year's time, he shoveled all his crap into the toilet and flushed it.
Clogged it.
Clogged it. And then kicked it.
Can't even
get it down.
Gotta get a new toilet.
No, he kicked it to get it down.
Oh. Still didn't go down because it's only not even been 10 days since he's been fired.
You know what?
And,
they fired him.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
So,
now they need a plumber.
They need more than that.
Now they need a plumber. All right. What is next on the agenda for us tonight?
So, this is going to be a sports exchange first. We are talking about another sport other than football.
I'm very uncomfortable with this.
Don't worry, I've got notes to help us through it.
I'll be one of these videos.
All right. So, with the NBA trade deadline approaching in February, I took the liberty of looking up some potential blockbuster trades and implications that it could have on the NBA. So, the biggest one that I found was a 3-team trade involving the Portland Trail Blazers, the Indiana Pacers, and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Ben Simmons.
Now, we all know the 76ers want to get rid of Ben Simmons. He's a drama queen. He's a problem child.
Yes.
And we'll get into another problem child later on. So, with the trade that has been rumored, Portland would receive Ben Simmons, Miles Turner, and Danny Green. And they would give up all to the Pacers, C.J. McCollum, Nasir Little, and Cody Zeller, the second-round draft pick of 2022, and the first-round lottery pick of 2024. Philadelphia would receive Karis LeVert from the Pacers, Norman Powell from Portland, and Larry Nance Jr. from Portland.
That's a lot to give up.
That is a lot.
For Ben Simmons, who can't shoot, by the way, everybody. Let's remember that. He may be the layup king of the land, but he can't shoot a jump shot.
You work on it. I mean,
he's had his entire life to work on his jump shot. He don't have a jump shot.
He's been compared to being the next LeBron James since he was a senior in high school.
Without a jump shot.
Without a jump shot.
He doesn't
it
have
doesn't
a jump
make
shot.
sense.
I don't like him. He's awful.
No, I don't like him.
He doesn't have a jump shot.
In conclusion, what this trade does is it makes Portland turn its weak defense into a strength.
Does Ben Simmons play defense?
Can't be worse than his offense.
I guess that's true.
But it keeps Indiana, stays competitive while picking up some future assets. And Philadelphia gains some important win-now pieces and loses the drama-filled Simmons.
Well, Philadelphia definitely wins this trade.
Because they already have their big guy.
Embiid.
Joel Embiid. And I see this as a win for the only team in Philadelphia. In the future.
Yeah.
Not now.
Philadelphia definitely wins this trade by getting rid of Ben Simmons.
If you want to talk about the season now, if this trade happened, it's Indiana. Indiana picked up the most pieces, the win-now pieces, but you're good for like 2 or 3 years with that because you're going to go over your draft capital. You're going to run out of room on your bench. You're not going to be able to play everybody on that roster. So you're going to lose players to free agency.
Getting some good talent from Ben Simmons also keeps Philadelphia in the mix.
It does.
Obviously, because Ben Simmons isn't there right now. Ben Simmons isn't playing.
No. Neither is. I'm not even going to get into him. I really hate talking about him.
Who's that? Come on.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah, he's a drama queen baby too.
They
should just team him and Ben Simmons up.
He can play away games.
Why can he play away games?
Because he refuses to get vaccinated.
So he can play at away facilities, but he can't play.
There's something like that going on. I
Really?
don't know. I don't know the whole detail because, like I said, I don't really follow it.
I don't either.
I just know Kyrie Irving. If he's gotten paid so much, he's already won a national championship or NBA championship.
Yeah.
Just nut up. Like 90% of the other players on the NBA.
So what we have here,
I hate this.
So for our first NBA experience here, talking about this on the Sports Exchange, we're talking about the two biggest crybabies.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a wiener just for him.
The two biggest crybabies in the NBA. Well, I don't know. One might be third because LeBron James is up there somewhere. He's a baby. He's a pansy. I don't like him either.
We'll talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, awful.
How dare you, sir?
I don't like it. Kobe. Anyway. No. The Sixers won the... If that trade were to happen, the Sixers win the trade. Plain and simple. They get rid of the problem child. Doesn't have a jump shot.
Yep.
Get rid of him.
Just get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
All right. So I have another one. Another trade rumor. This one's local. It's dealing with our Detroit Pistons and Chicago Bulls. So,
mind you, I don't know anything about these two teams, so...
Well, I'm just saying they're local dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jerami Grant traded from Detroit to Chicago. Reportedly, Grant would be a great fit in Chicago with his defensive skills, and Detroit would receive guard Kobe White, forward Derrick Jones Jr., and center Tony Bradley, and a 2022 first-round lottery pick. Detroit would get some more youth with some experience, and Chicago would get a highly defensive player.
Is Chicago in like a win-now mode?
Chicago is not in a rebuilding mode, I can tell you that.
Detroit definitely probably is.
Detroit has only won like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, Detroit.
I think we're 25 games.
I feel like all of the Detroit sports teams are in rebuilding
bad.
mode.
We're in a bad spot.
Bad spot.
We're in a bad spot.
Bad spot.
So, I don't see, like we said, we don't follow that. I don't know if that's a good fit. Let us know in the comments if you follow basketball.
Yeah,
if you think those trade rumors would be a good fit.
I do not follow basketball.
So, I'll tell you what I do follow a little bit now because of this man. He's also known as the problem child. Jake Paul, also known on YouTube. What are you doing?
Hold on, you keep going.
No, I'm not doing that while you're on your phone. I'll restart.
I'm looking for a score.
We're talking about college football?
I was going to give an update.
Give an update when the game's over. Is it almost over?
2 minutes left. UCS winning 29-17. Are we cut right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've been waiting to do this for a minute too. I've had it in my hand over here.
Oh, shit.
Where are we at on time? 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. We're getting better at this, though.
Yeah.
I feel like we're flowing pretty good.
We're doing pretty well.
We just got a lot more topics because we had 11, we had like 11 or 12 days in between episodes.
Yeah. But I also think, like, we can sprinkle other sports in, but I think we need to stick with the football topics more. I think that puts us right in our range.
Yeah. What we're doing is fine.
But, like, covering, like, the big boxing thing, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sprinkle the golf.
Yeah.
That's going to be it.
We're going to go like, and before we go, we like to throw a little... No, there. All right. Now we got to wait for it to get out of the camera view.
All right. Go for it.
All right. So moving on to the next topic. Someone else named the problem child has making headlines this past week.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul had a rematch with Tyrone Woodley. And
didn't go as I expect. I mean, I expected it to get into the later rounds. I did. I did not see him knocking him out.
I did. So I honestly follow both the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan. I have ordered every fight that they've been in except for this last one because I was traveling. And I couldn't.
Oh, sucks to be you.
Yeah, I guess so. But, yes, in the 6th round, Jake Paul knocked out UFC title, heavyweight title, I believe heavyweight title.
Yeah, former champion.
In the 6th round. And if you haven't
seen a haymaker.
Yeah,
with a haymaker.
And it looked like it was just standing there and just all of a sudden he stepped into him and for some reason Woodley couldn't see it coming.
Woodley dropped his left hand, and Jake Paul caught him right in the fucking temple.
And I watched the last fight. This was a completely different fight from the last one. This was more like a chess match. Like, Tyron Woodley has knockout power. Jake Paul obviously has knockout power, and they both knew that. And they were playing chess back and forth. So you didn't see a lot of punches thrown, maybe a couple jabs, a couple set up here with combinations. But you didn't really see the full attacks. It was basically a chess match. It wasn't that entertaining from what I've seen from the highlights and what everyone else is saying.
It wasn't. It was
on
not,
social media.
It wasn't that entertaining until he dropped the hammer.
But I got to ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you think Jake Paul and these other athletes, and we'll get into the other athletes boxing, this has rejuvenized the boxing sport in general?
The Paul brothers have really brought attention to boxing back to the forefront.
Right, back to the mainstream, because Logan Paul
but it started with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. That's where it started. That's where this transition started.
Yeah, but it stalled out because there was nothing going on after that.
For a minute. Stalled out for a minute, but
you saw Manny and Floyd.
Yep, but you really seen boxing make a move back towards the forefront with the match between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. After that, it lost a little lackluster, but
I wasn't watching anything boxing after that.
No. But the Paul brothers have, with their almost snide, arrogant comments, but
it works.
It works, and they seem to back it up.
Yeah. I don't know anyone else who could last 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, you can say it was an exhibition. It wasn't fight, but Floyd Mayweather was training as he was going against a heavyweight Olympic boxer. And so was Logan Paul. Like, you don't put that time and energy into training for something that you know is not going to be real or staged or contracted flawed or whatever you want to call it. You don't do that. And
no, I give the Paul brothers credit for bringing boxing back to the forefront. Honestly, I've heard
more. You haven't seen buzz like this since
I've heard more
Tyson and Holyfield.
I've heard more about boxing recently than I have the UFC.
Yes, and there's a whole feud between the Paul brothers and Dana White.
Oh yeah,
because they want to transfer into the UFC. They want a UFC fight.
Oh, do they? I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah.
I know they've called out some UFC fighters.
Oh, absolutely. Nate Diaz, Masvidal. Yeah. Jake Paul has a whole hit list, and Mayweather's on that.
And that's the thing.
Both Diaz brothers are on that.
Every time he calls somebody out, somehow he beats them.
The dude's got hands.
He beats them.
And
that's all I'm saying about it.
Do you even know how the Paul brothers started out boxing?
No.
So, there was
YouTube?
A YouTuber named KSI who boxed another YouTuber named Joe Weller. And this is right when Logan Paul had that little feud over in Japan in the forest, whatever. But Logan Paul needed something to rejuvenize his career. And KSI called out any of the Paul brothers for a boxing match. Logan accepted. They had a boxing match. It was a draw. They had another one. KSI won by... Yeah, it was a bad call by the ref. 2-point deduction. Called on Logan Paul for hitting the back of his head, but he just pushed him down. But the other guy was grabbing at his legs. It was a bad call. It should have been just a warning. Do you know the only other 2-point deduction called was?
No. In
boxing history? When Mike Tyson bit the ear.
That was a 2-point deduction?
Yeah. Doing this to someone else, 2-point deduction.
Huh.
Yeah. That's why it's a controversy.
Interesting. That's quite the...
Yeah, so, and then he didn't really box anyone else, Logan, until Mayweather. And then he went eight rounds, and then Jake Paul fought KSI's little brother, Deji, and then he went on to fight a Nissan Gibb, and I think he fought a Nissan Gibb again.
He's fought Tyron Woodley twice.
Yeah, no, he didn't fight a Nissan Gibb. Oh, Nate Robinson. He fought Nate Robinson, NBA player.
Yep.
And then he boxed
Tyron Woodley.
No, there's another UFC fighter before him.
Well, you've named 3. He's 5-0.
Well, he wasn't professional in Deji, and his first fight was against a Nissan Gibb, professional.
Oh.
So the other one was just exhibition. Didn't count against his professional record.
Oh.
But there was another UFC fighter that he went against. I can't remember his name right now. But then he went against Tyron Woodley twice.
Like I said, I give him credit. I don't really follow boxing.
It's a crazy story.
All that much. Obviously, he knows way more about the Paul brothers than I do. But,
Maverick.
Okay, throwing up signs now. But I do give the Paul brothers credit for bringing boxing back to the forefront, the mainstream. Because now you have people paying big money to watch these pay-per-view fights because the Paul brothers are involved in them.
And the big winners is the up-and-coming boxers on the undercards of the Paul brothers.
Yeah, because now you got people watching the program. Now you're getting all these other younger, up-and-coming boxers. You're getting them notoriety because they're fighting before you.
Right.
So,
if you put on a good show on an undercard, you got fans.
Right. And so I do give them credit for that.
Right. Because I think both of them have over 20 million followers on just YouTube alone.
Yeah, that's making them enough money.
Yeah. Well, they don't post on YouTube anymore.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Oh.
Maybe just here and there.
Oh, interesting.
Pokemon.
Oh, who knew?
But another former athlete turned into boxer. Derek Williams, Frank Gore.
Oh, yeah, this is an interesting one.
I forgot all about this fight. To be honest, I knew Frank Gore was called out by somebody. Or Frank Gore called someone out. But apparently it was Derek Williams that accepted the fight.
Darren Williams.
Darren Williams.
Like I said, I don't really follow it all that much. But, you got 2 former professional athletes.
Yep.
Which makes for a really odd. All these former athletes boxing now. I don't know. It just seems strange to me.
Just look at what Mike Tyson and oh man, they had an exhibition fight. Mike Tyson and
what was it?
No, it wasn't Holyfield. It was.
Oh, I know who it is.
Mike Jones?
No.
Some Jones.
Good gracious.
It's something Jones, right?
No. No, it's not. No.
Look it up on your phone.
Good gracious. Now I'm looking up information.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Jones. Something. Or something Jones.
Frazier.
What?
It's Frazier. I bet you.
I knew about Joe Frazier? Huh.
Oh, it is Jones. Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. See?
Why did I think...
Freaking Frazier. Yeah.
Hey.
You have the power of the internet in your hand. Still got the answer wrong.
Well, I hadn't got to the answer yet.
You just...
The name Fraser
Joe Frazier
just popped up in my head, and I said it.
All right. So before we end this segment of the show, we got a little bit more news of something that we don't normally cover.
And we're going into golf.
Golf.
So Tiger Woods,
yes,
made his first professional appearance since a near career-ending car accident. I want to say it was in September.
It was a while ago. He had a long recovery.
Yeah. So, played in the PNC Championship this weekend with his son Charlie, which always a cool event to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was tuned in to see, just how Tiger played.
Yeah, Tiger back in action.
And if you're asking me, it did not disappoint.
Oh no.
So Tiger and Charlie ended up finishing second behind John Daly and his son, little John Daly.
Yeah.
But they rode a string of what?
11
straight birdies, which in any round of golf, whether you're playing a scramble like they were or anything like that, that's impressive.
Oh yeah. I'm happy if I just get a par.
Yeah, me too. But
I'm a bogey golfer for sure.
But the main point of bringing this up is it was great to see Tiger back out on the course. Obviously TV ratings were way up there because every time Tiger makes a comeback, it's must-watch television.
Must watch. Especially when he won the Masters.
Oh, man.
4 years ago.
That was an unreal...
I think nobody else was watching anything else other than that final Sunday round.
Couldn't have been. So
I know I wasn't.
So before we go, I'm going to look up some...
Oh, give me an update on the Florida UCF.
Oh, okay, I can do that. So we have...
Even though people at home are going to know the answer.
No, they don't yet. But you have...
They're going to watch it tomorrow.
They might. With 50 seconds remaining in the game.
Oh, here we go. Breaking news.
UCF leads Florida.
What?
29-17.
Oh my goodness. All right. I did not see that happening. Florida?
Yeah.
Dropping the ball against UCF?
Florida's dropped the ball all year.
Yeah, they might as well put them in Times Square.
They should. All right. So.
Every episode, there's going to be a moment where I do that.
Fantastic. I look forward to it. So.
No, you don't.
We're going to stick with something we started that I have owned up to this week.
Are we going to the final whistle?
Let's go to the final whistle.
Let's go to the final whistle.
All right. So, like we said last week, every episode we're going to have a bet on a game, and right now, college football is prevalent. With all the bowl games going on,
and
college football
canceling
is prevalent in the public eye right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm suggesting we go with a game near and dear to us. Let's just say with a team right here in Kalamazoo County. We're going with I don't even know what bowl they're in. The Quick Lane Bowl.
Yeah, Quick Lane Bowl.
Where Western Michigan is playing Nevada.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I got Western Michigan.
You got Western Michigan?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, then,
Yeah.
They're favored by 6.5.
Yeah, no. I looked it up earlier.
Oh, well, F you.
And they're healthy.
And they're healthy?
Yeah.
Is Nevada healthy?
Not really.
No?
No.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I'm taking Nevada. We can't be on the same side of this.
Nope.
So I'll take Nevada. Crap.
Yeah.
So, what's the bet going to be this week?
Oh.
And I'm not putting crap back in the game.
No, we got to mix it up every week. Let's see. You know what? You come up with the bet. I came up with last one.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that, Tim.
We'll cut if we need to.
Okay.
Come up with the bet last week. You come up with one this week.
All right, let's see. What?
Make it good.
What could we do that would embarrass either one of us?
Well, somebody got to incorporate with the show, and they got to see.
Yeah. Obviously, they would have to see it on the next episode.
And you can't scratch it off like you did this week.
Well, I can't help. My beard itched.
Don't worry. I'll put some edited scenes of you actually making your beard in this episode.
No, you will not. So, how about this? Next episode, whoever loses the bet.
Yep, which is you.
No, I hope not. Because that'd be 2 weeks in a row, and I don't like starting that way.
Yeah.
But, anyway, next week, the loser of this bet has to wear a onesie for the entire episode.
A onesie.
A onesie.
What kind of onesie?
Whichever kind of onesie you want.
Oh. So I get to pick the onesie if I lose? Or is there just going to be one set
of
onesie that we got to wear?
Well, the other person will pick the onesie.
So the winner of the bet chooses the onesie that the loser has to wear.
Exactly.
Wow.
Never know. Could be a bunny.
I'll accept.
All right. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Sports Exchange. Like I said earlier, my name is Brad, co-host Tim. We will see you next time.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out what's coming next. We'll see you next time.
Nice. Oh, God, I got to stand up. It's late.